1-255-7500.
Welcome to Heaven on Earth, a sacred portal to visualizing, meditating, and co-creating our highest joys that usher in the Golden Age of Aquarius. I'm your host, Athena StarSeed. Hello, welcome everyone, Starseeds, Lightworkers. I am your host, Athena StarSeed, of a show called Heaven on Earth, and I have my gorgeous co-host from Hawaii, Aloha, Kim Hix. Welcome to the show.
Aloha, Athena StarSeed.
So I just wanted to open up again and call in the four directions and say our little opening prayer. So if you just take a nice deep breath, everybody, also we're doing Facebook Live, take a nice deep breath with me to breathe in the Holy Spirit. And exhale. So important to breathe. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, Father Sky and Mother Earth, the point of light that connects us all, please be here in this sacred circle of light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. Let Christ return to earth. In the center where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men, the center which the masters know and serve. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. And may the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Om, om, om. All right. The portal is open. We are in. This is Athena StarSeed. I have my selenite wand, Kim, over here. You can't see me, but basically I have a gorgeous selenite wand, and I wanted to welcome everybody to the show. And I'd like Kim to just kind of tell everybody, if you're tuning in for the first time, what Heaven on Earth is.
Well, I've spent a lot of time pondering that wonderful question, and of course wondering about the dichotomy between good and evil in the world. And I love that you had mentioned that we would seal the door shut of evil. And it's not that we're going at war with anybody or anything. We need to understand that through the power of positive attraction, we actually can create heaven on earth. And that means knowing in our own hearts what we truly want and what we want together collectively. So I've spent some serious time trying to figure that out. And I wanted to share something because I've long understood that the great mystery of our planet's power to not have heaven on earth has been the fact that the feminine energy on our planet has been largely suppressed. And busy doing what feminine energy has done, which is basically the grand nurturing of the entire well-being of the planet. But since it's been hidden, I realized that it is, in fact, the sacred voice of the entire planet. When the feminine voice arrives in full range and glory of its own consciousness and awareness, it will set the new guiding light. And I kept looking for what are the values of that going to be? What do we really want? We can have the world be anything we want. And I want to quote Jean Houston here, because she's my great mentor and one of the most brilliant minds on the planet right now. Those things women long for, deeper connection, spiritual richness, self-expression, creativity, right livelihood, and creating an enlightened world for generations to come, they all require the awakening of feminine power to bring them forth. That set the tone for me. That's all I needed to hear, is something from the depth of the great sacred feminine about the care and concern for the well-being of the planet. And I'm here to offer my services as a cosmic ranger, a friend and an ally, guide and guardian, father, brother, and I'm here to serve that cause. There's a tagline here that I want to mention. This earth is the sacred nesting ground of the soul, and it's time for us to clean up the mess in the nest. Gentlemen, we have a great task in front of us, and it'll be a great honor to help the women come alive and online and shift all the paradigms. Aho.
Oh, it's so exciting, Kim, because Kim and I have known each other for, oh my gosh, over a decade. And Kim has been one of my greatest heroes because he has been soaking in Hollywood and the movie industry and playing with realities because he's a set builder. He's building and designing worlds within worlds. And I think that's the perfect analogy for a soul to incarnate into a body, a character, and then live a certain lifetime and a chapter of their story, of their glory through infinity. So when Kim comes into a script, he's got to digest the data, figure out what the environment is, and that environment pulls us forward and calls us higher into the characters of our own adventure. And that actually makes our journey not just exploratory, but filled with the wisdom that our beingness starts to harmonically share with everybody that we bump up into with our light bodies. So Kim, I mean, how did you get started in Hollywood?
Well, I got sucked into it. It's a strange basin of attraction. I got a quick telephone call and said, hey, can you build a dome for us? And I said, well, there's a good book. Why don't you guys go read the book and you can build the dome yourself? And they said, oh, wait a minute. We need somebody who can build it because it's got to be made by a bunch of barracuda women on a post-apocalyptic planet. And I said, oh, what? Really? Well, let me think about that. And that's how I got into Hollywood. Strange adventure. Strange adventure. But the important thing I've learned and come to understand is that the need for transformation on our planet is so powerful and strong that I need to approach it from the foundation level. And what is the foundation? The foundation is the set. We need to create the sacred setting that allows for the transformation. And that's what you did when I went to your temple, Athena. That it was a shock to my spirit, my spiritual soul. It was an instantaneous awakening because you immediately arrive with your, well, who are you and what are your gifts kind of approach, and you sprinkle your starseed magic, and it just went boom in me. And I looked around and I went, well, this is the set I'm looking for. And it was the idea that we do create the set. And so what is the set we're going to create collectively together with our tribe? And that tribe will be the tribe of all tribes because it's going to be totally inclusive.
It's really a unified field. I see us all when we incarnate in this cosmic sandbox, Kim, and that our little light bodies come fully operated with all the batteries, all the magic, everything that we need included in our life contract. We have everything within us. And, you know, the matrix and society and culture and parenting and that kind of like muddies us up. It's like the story of the golden Buddha, right? You get layers and layers of mud and you forget that within inside of you in that treasure chest is all that deliciousness and all that juiciness and the gold that allows our souls to shine. So one of my gifts is to see the unseen and to hear the unheard. So when I walk into someone's field and I recognize them, I want to know what those talents are so that I can help either plug them into other people or different resources or just blow light on their dreams, which is sometimes all we need because when you're sailing a ship, it's just a little tiny bit of a change of the wind and then all of a sudden you're going with the flow of the current.
Beautifully stated. That's exactly what happened when I walked into the Sankara temple. And it was a sea change, a wind change for me, because I knew from that moment on I was going to actually face up to the inner dream, and I wanted to live it out.
Us living this dream within a dream, which is so juicy in and of itself. Like when you finally wake up to the fact that we are all conscious creators, we have the ability to state something, write something down, and then with our intuition, moment by moment, breath by breath, take deliberate conscious action to actualize what the dream time is actually navigating for us. Our true north is in, Kim.
Yes, It is indeed. And the moral compass of our times is spinning madly because it's being pulled apart and dissected by the persuasion engines of our new technology culture. And you still have to go right back to that deep, deep well of consciousness at your sacred heart to begin to figure out who you really are and who you can become. But that's our job now. That's our purpose and our intention here, is to bring forth the very best in all of us. We don't want to encourage the worst, so take care of the worst yourself. But bring your best. Bring your best to the great round table of consciousness we are now building. This is a ship we are building as we sail it, the new constellation of humanity. And I hope and intend that we all get very practical about this. I know it feels like a lot of woo-woo when it's in my mind, but there's nothing more wonderful than the tactile reality of being in a space where transformation is taking place, like at your temple.
Yeah, so Temple Sakkara came out of a meditation. I had been really attracted to the mystery schools and the ancient technology when people would go in and, you know, all the mystery schools had one thing written over their doorways, which was know thyself. And so many times when people are going outside with religion or with status symbols or with careers or with money, materialization, they still are left empty-handed. And when we go within, know thyself, they say the secrets of the universe are within man. So looking at the stars is our mirror, but when you go within and you realize the stars are in every cell, they're in every strand of our DNA. The cosmos are inside of us, and then we get to outpicture that reality. So the screen that I'm projecting is what we're seeing right now. This was a thought form for us to build our temples. I built Temple Sakkara, which was about how to become immortal, how to remember who you are, why you came, and what you're doing with your life force while you're here. And then when you asked me to help you build the Green Fire Temple, I was so excited and honored because you actually had a whole goddess temple erected, and then you made this beautiful Mother Earth that you had travel with you all over the world.
That was such a surprise to me that I wound up doing all of that, but it was really a thrill. Boy, that's what happens when your heart just pulls you along. The attractor energy of the universe is exquisite. It's just like love. Love is the attractor energy. We wound up. The Earth is a large 3-foot diameter ball I painted just so I could concentrate my energy on, okay, Earth, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And we built a swan cradle under it. And it became a journey icon. And we took it out into the desert, and we took it and we floated it out in the desert lakes, and we experienced it in the sunlight and in the moonlight, and we honored and respected every soul on it through ritual and celebration. And in the process, I began to understand the process of enactment. And something I really want to mention here is you may think that you do just simply small gestures. You place a candle on an altar. But when you create a space and you create a ritual, you are enacting, and that is calling something into being. And it is the realm of the mythological world that we're calling in to support us now in our endeavor to transform our planet and make it an absolutely sacred nesting ground for the soul once again.
I love you so much. This is Athena StarSeed and Kim Hix broadcasting live, Heaven on Earth at CRN Talk Radio. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hi friends, this is Larry Minetti. Go to LarryMinetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. There is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryManetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
Calling all party planners, it's not too late. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante because good dates are still available for your holiday celebration. Book a holiday party in one of our banquet rooms and receive $200 off the services of our fun and talented disc jockeys. This offer available for events taking place in the month of December on new bookings with banquet room policies subject to availability. Plus, come to our Sunday champagne brunch for just $21.95. Bring your group. It includes an extensive buffet, mimosas, omelets made to order, fresh Belgian waffles, a chocolate fondue station, or try our Holiday Express buffet for your business lunch, just $13.95. Relax in our holiday festivities. One size fits all. Get a gift certificate at Angelo's and Vinci's, named Best Italian Restaurant 2017 on the Orange County Hot List. Festive and decorated for the season with our spectacular Christmas tree in the middle of the Italian town square. Feel the spirit at Angelo's and Vinci's in downtown Fullerton. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Rain. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Rain.
Welcome back. This is, can you hear me? Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and I am back with CRN Talk Radio. And we are on our second segment here. And Kim, are you there? Aloha.
Indeed. Aloha ohana.
Okay. So on this second segment, I have in my magical little bag, Kim, you can't see it, but I have this beautiful little silk bag, and I'm also broadcasting live on Facebook. So I'm actually showing you, Kim, on Skype when we're on Facebook Live. I'm going to pull this little tarot card out, which is the card of the day. And Kim, you're going to love this. It is the High Priestess. I'm going to put this right in front of the camera. And the High Priestess. Auspicious. Yeah, I'd love for you to talk about the High Priestess, Kim, because you talk about the Arcana all the time.
Yeah, the feminine Arcana is a phenomenal comprehension I've begun to discover. Is the arc of the feminine Arcana is the daughter, sister, lover, mother arc, and of course the ultimate residual of that is the goddess form. So that's what's really the mystically guiding aspects of the feminine energy is enacted in all of those aspects. It's critical at this time to understand that, and the masculine energy also has the same arc for itself, and it's actually where we intersect with the feminine that the balances of the worlds take place, because we are the creative energy of consciousness in the universe. And so the interface at all levels, being a son, being a brother, being a father, being a king, are all the arcana of the masculine. But we need a new field ground to meet on, because we've lost our commonality and our common ground, and we've been distracted. by the current paradigms. Time for us to realign on the great dance fields of space and time.
And I see her too as the inspiration. She's the watery moon. She's the intuition. She's the subconscious mind. When we go into those underwater layers, the scuba diving of our own soul, the archaeology of our own arcana, by discovering how when we get to the high priestess in ourself, men too, the divine intuition whispers to us softly in that still small voice where to go and what to do to start rebuilding. And she's the number 2. And 2, those are that's like the seed of really starting to get something more stable from 0, which is the Fool, emptiness, nothing, and everything, the empty full soul, to the Magician, which is the 1, which is mastering all of the elements and bringing that magic of creation, that creative spark, into the next card, which is the 2, which is the High Priestess. She blows that inspiration out into the world. And I'd like you to read the Jean Houston quote one more time if you have it handy, because
Yes, be happy to.
it's really the I don't know, the pièce de résistance of the Aquarian age in this movement. Because if all men want to love women, they all really do.
There you
And
go.
I think they're
You've got
confused.
that.
If they know what we wanted, they would be right there for us. I believe in the divine masculine. So please read that again.
That is the energy, Athena, that will transform the planet. It's the feminine power to speak from the heart so clearly that masculine will pay attention. We can change the world. The masculine energy that created all the craziness can undo it all, and we can together create an Eden on earth. Jean's concept here was things women long for: deeper connection, spiritual richness, self-expression, creativity, right livelihood. Creating an enlightened world for generations to come, all require the awakening of feminine power to bring them forth, and I'll add, the alliance and support of the masculine energy in service and honor of the arrival of the feminine in her full power and glory. The High Priestess, her time has come.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I think, right now we have a lot of superhero energy all over the globe. And a lot of our superhero masculine men, they become firemen, they become police officers, they become military. And what happens is sometimes they get into those professions and they're still lacking a little bit of that huge connection. If every man knew it was as simple as honoring the divine feminine that they're with and being able to nurture that spontaneous creativity, then it would be women wanting to make love to all the men and being there to support all of the men. And that's where men start to stand up and take their power.
Yes.
So listen, we'll be right back after this commercial break. And this is Heaven on Earth. My name is Athena StarSeed. I'm the host of this show. And I have a gorgeous, gorgeous co-host, Emmy Award-winning set designer, Kim Hix, the avatar with the guitar. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, this is Fred Dreyer with a big announcement. My new movie, Highway 395, has just been released. Don't miss this classic modern-day Western set along Highway 395 in California. It's an action thriller with some romance too. You can own Highway 395 today by going to my brand new website, freddryer.co. That's freddryer.co. Get my new movie, Highway 395, and check out my new website, freddryer.co.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
The legends of Kaanapali Luau at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel will take your breath away with an abundant feast, spellbinding dances, and music from Lei Pono Productions. Be greeted with a lei and browse to see island crafts made by local artisans. As you hear the pu or conch shell blow, your luau experience will begin. The featured entree is a whole roasted pig and a bountiful menu of some of Hawaii's favorite food choices. Oh, you can't forget our famous made in-house taro poi. As your night comes to an end under the spell of the moon, be amazed by the famous firewalk. By the end of the night, you'll be full, and we hope you'll have made new friends and some forever memories while you continue to listen to music from Maui's local Hawaiian musicians every Monday night at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel. Kaanapali Beach Hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Call 667-0128 or visit legendsofkaanapali.com for your exciting island adventure.
The best show in the world is Two Scorpions in a Brandy Glass. I'm Barry Farber. It is nice when you call and say, "Oh, Mr. Farber, I agree with you," but that really gets us nowhere. I want your enmity, hostility. I want your questions. Give me a call right here on the Barry Farber Show. Weekdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Rain. Supreme grace,
Okay.
down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through
Welcome back to Heaven on Earth. My name is Athena StarSeed, and I am broadcasting here live at CRN Talk Radio with my beautiful co-host Kim Hix. My beautiful co-host Kim Hix, and he is coming all the way from Hawaii. Aloha, Kim.
From the middle of the eye of the ocean itself. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So this is our third part, and I really wanted to go into Discover the Gift. Were you able to see the trailer, Kim?
Yes, I was. I was thrilled. It's just so crystal clear and articulate. The nature of the gift is huge. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So Damien, I talked a little bit about it on Facebook. Damien was a very successful movie producer. And, you know, he was doing $70 million pictures, and he did 1,000 Miles to Graceland with Kevin Costner. And there was something still missing inside of him, something that was still empty, and it was driving him in. And I think the last show we talked about how adversity is such an incredible teacher, because you're like, you get hurt. There's a death, there's a breakup, there's an abandonment, there's a house burning down, and you go in like a wounded animal, and you're like, ow, 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 and the pain of that darkness. And then all of a sudden, in that stillness and in that emptiness, the ow becomes wow. And the universe comes online and delivers to you that gift. And that's what happened to Damien. And out of that gift, he made a film. And he reunited with his sister and his family, and they wrote an incredible book. And he came up with, actually the universe like downloaded these universal principles to him. And they're in the movie, and they all go up the chakras and the lotuses, and I want to talk about some of them. Can you hear me here? Okay, good. So basically, there are 8 principles, and the first one is being receptive. How can we be present and be receptive to the signals that are coming in and start surfing life, start lifing life and riding those waves? Yeah. And all the information is already here. But when we're contracted and distracted and not on our purpose, out of alignment, we cannot see that if we're receptive, things will start coming to us. So the first step is to be receptive. The second step is to have your intention. And a lot of people let the world determine their intention. My parents say I should do this. The government said I should do that. My nationalism gives me patriotism in this direction. And with the internet, nationalism starts to melt, right, Kim? There are no lines,
yes.
No borders.
It's all over now.
No boundaries, because with having the intention of the global heart and the global mind and Mother Earth, as we all share this beautiful blue and green ball. You were talking about that. Actually, let's go back to that for a minute. You made a huge 3-dimensional ball of the Earth, and you took that Earth around. What was your intention when you were doing that?
Well, it was simply to see that everywhere I went in the landscape, the Earth was the landscape. It was bizarre because you can't see the whole Earth, you know. And if you could, from outer space or God's view, you'd zoom in and you'd go, wow, this place is miraculous and stuff. So to carry this small symbol of the Earth into the vast desert landscapes and into the caves and the swirling red rock country of the Southwest, and then offer prayer and ceremony, which is just sitting there, actually, in the condition of the receptive Athena. Jessie Girl, the galactic gypsy girl.
We love you, Jessie.
Jessie and I did some wonderful ceremonies, and one of the great ceremonies was this an awakening of the goddess from the ashes of the man. But on the morning we were in the desert, we brought the sacred earth out on the swan, and the first glimmer of the sunshine was received by the earth. This was the first time that the light actually shined on the earth in our symbolic little form. And that became a new way for us to see the whole planet. It's inside out. It's the toroidal vortex of it, to understand the whole, even as we are yet a simple part.
And, you know, something that's like really profound about that is we have no idea what our vibration does when we're present. And when you were activating that Mother Earth, like the plants feel that, the stars feel that, the animals feel that. They know that you're in tune, knowing that in the center of the hologram, if you shift one fractal, the whole picture changes like a kaleidoscope. And so the other thing, step 3 in the movie is, you know, after you have the intention, that the activation starts to ripple out and become present. So when you started traveling with Mother Earth, what did you discover? Because you also had, and this is the High Priestess, the mirror. You had the mirror that traveled with you.
We had a traveling mirror, which I have to describe it just slightly, but it's a mirror carving. I was doing these mirror carvings where I was scratching parts of the mirror away, and so as you would come to these mirrors, you would be able to see through the mirror and yet see yourself too. So this is a device that became very interesting, and that mirror was the Gaia mirror, and it became the prophecy mirror. And it's a beautiful prophecy mirror. It only becomes something like that in the process of doing it. You don't predict that. And it went and traveled with us as the third element. And the interesting thing about the journey of the prophecy mirror was that the mirror is predicting a transformative time when Gaia is unified on the planet, and the entire well-being of the planet returns in its absolute natural state. And it will only take 3 generations to accomplish this. And it will require the great unification of the botanical, elemental, and animal worlds, all in alignment. The spine-tingling aspect of being in gratitude at the sunrise shining on the earth, it is a God heart-held position of consciousness. It goes deep, to the very still point in my heart. And it's still there. I still come from that place now.
That's so magnificent. It definitely activated you. It activated me when you told me about it. It activated the people that came to the Green Fire Temple when you had us hand each other the earth. I I can try to explain that to you, but until somebody actually hands you the planet and you feel what would I do? Like I immediately felt maternal. This is
yes. That's let me jump in because
yes, here
when we did the awakening of the goddess from the ashes of the man ceremony at Burning Man, the goddess who had awakened the earth, she starts dancing in the circle with the earth. It's a big, beautiful ball. So it's also graceful. And then she passes it to the next woman. And the tears just come because I could see it was the maternal instinct, full bore. And the great circle of the feminine would continually dance with this earth, pass it to the next woman, and so on and so forth. And it came all the way around that circle of love, back to the great goddess who was our icon of the awakening. And she took this, she embodied the great Shiva principle, and she held this earth and placed it back on the cradle with all the love and care in that circle of women going into this. And then she kissed it. And it was the most maternal act I've ever seen on a cosmic scale in that little microcosm. I was thrilled to be a witness of that.
So that's beautiful. Kim, just a little tiny note, because I'm showing people on Facebook. When you stand up, I can just see your heart chakra. So if you want to sit down, then I can see your face too. There you are.
I didn't know you had my face.
I do. I have your face, and I'm showing it on Facebook Live. So we went from, okay, I'm just going to take my notes here, receptivity to being receptive to the universe speaking to you directly, where to go, what to do. And I talked about that a couple of shows ago. Should I go to California? Should I keep my scholarship at the University of Maryland? And I said, universe, if you want me to go to LA, I need to see a shooting star. And within 5 minutes, receptivity, boom, 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 3 shooting stars. So then I jumped on a plane. So that was step 1. Step 2 is, what's the intention? My intention was to make the world a better place by just helping myself, by upgrading myself. And what did I do? Fitness. I went into fitness, I went into motivation, I went into inspiration, and then I took those 3 gifts and I wrapped it into a boot camp program. And then I served that game to my cosmic playmates in Hollywood. Stunt people, writers, producers, directors would all take my boot camp in the Hollywood Hills, and I would play a game within that game. I pretended I was a Master Chief. They pretended they were enlisted soldiers. They had compasses and maps, and they had to find things and scavenger. And by the way, boom, 6 miles later, people were losing weight. But they were having fun in the game. They lost track of time. They were in their passion. And so that intention led me to the 3rd step, which is activation, actively asking people to write down their dreams, decide on a plan, put the plan into action, and then we have the infinity feedback loop. That's our 4th step for the film. What goes out comes back. What you send out comes back. So those star seeds and way showers that are getting a feedback loop that they're not happy with, whether it's lack or shame or guilt or distrust or abandonment, whatever it is, what are we sending out to get that feedback loop back, to look at that shadow aspect, to then clear it? So Kim, could you talk a little bit about the shadow?
Having lived with the shadow a lot, it's still my great concern. But the shadow of the masculine, of course, is a big, big problem, because ego and the ramifications of it, and desires and passions that are not of a natural order and natural state, have carried us away. And it is really, these times are the times that are required to bring light into the shadows. This is really the personal work of the masculine right now. This is our toughest, hardcore work, is actually to honor and respect the darkness in our souls and our side, so that we can become more luminous. So the darkness. So when you talked about the trials and tribulations of going within to a very difficult situation, it's a constant theme in the masculine to place oneself in the most difficult situations in order to determine what our natural character is. And now I want to see that the masculine, once he's been to and through the dark night of the soul, can really become a great unifying influence on this planet and help with the great journey of life itself, swimming upstream through space and time. We are the snake energy on the dark side, and we are the eagle energy on the light side.
That's so beautiful. Kim, there's something that you said to me that has profoundly shifted my perception on war. And when you had one of your awakening experiences, you talked about that being a dimension where souls go that is necessary for the evolution. Like that's a class that you take in your syllabus, in your university, to see inside of thee that you are Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jesus. Can you talk about why people enter in that dimension of war and what the benefits are when they can transcend that?
Well, that's something we had to grapple with as a generation in the 60s. And that was a big test for all of us because we were becoming Vietnam cannon fodder. And the horrible choice and the nightmare that is a good thing to understand was to put it through us into this kill or be killed modality. And that's what you face as a soldier. And that is the hardest thing of all. But if you are a true soldier of the heart, what happens is you discover that your power and your strength is not to fight, that it is a greater honor to enter the battlefield and die than it is to kill. And that's a transcendental understanding that can come from war. Also, the great problem with the masculine is to determine who he is. And so we've had wars in that manner to actually make you feel alive. So what happens is you come closer to life by being closer to death. And those are transcendental aspects. So that's just the beginnings of things like that. But now we have this great, great epic, as it was once before we became climbing out of our earth habitation into civilization, that we can bring about an everlasting, phenomenal peace that will go for generations and generations, because we have been in a seminal way through these early stages of darkness. We're coming to that light, that permanent light.
That's so beautiful. Damien talks about, his feedback loop. What was he getting back from the universe, and what was he putting out? And he was blowing up a lot of things in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And his sister said, "You know what? You're good at blowing things up, but are you good at fully integrating things after they've blown up?" And that's the whole phoenix mythology that we talk about, rising from the ashes.
Yes.
And so after the infinity feedback loop, when you're like, what I'm sending out is what I'm getting back. So if it's what I don't like, what am I learning? If it is what I like, how can I move closer and more towards that where I'm focusing? And that is taking 100% responsibility for your vibration. And that's his step 5. What am I vibrating to? What is my vibration, and how is that coming into me so that I can turn my radio station, like you said, on love? Because if we've got the polarity from love to fear and all the harmonics in between, how can I do things that I love, feel things that I love, share my love to turn my vibration up? And then step 6 was adversity and transformation, which we talked about with war. There is no outside there. There's only inside here that gets projected outside there. So if you're in a war situation with yourself, look at what you're learning. Man versus himself. Change the inside, like Gandhi said, and the war will leave you. I'd rather make love than war, right, Kim?
I'm with you on that.
All right, we're gonna go to commercial break, and this is Athena StarSeed and Kim Hix, broadcasting Heaven on Earth, live CRN Talk Radio. We're here every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. to 11, and we replay the show on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay tuned.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow!
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you.
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-309-2677. 800-309-2677. Call now. 800-309-2677. That's 800-309-2677.
When you're really looking forward to an outstanding holiday office party, you've got to contact Columbo's. Why? Well, if ever there were a time for good times, that time is now. 323-254-9138. 323-254-9138. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club. Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. Columbo's. Easy, delicious, affordable, great Italian specialties, mouth-watering steaks, the freshest fish, world-famous meatballs, and jazz every night. Big or not so big budget, it doesn't matter. Columbo's is LA's #1 people-pleasing destination. They do it right. It's friendly and festive, never fawning. Don't get left out. Call Columbo's now, 323-254-9138. Because when you're really looking forward to an outstanding holiday office party, you've got to contact Columbo's. Columbo's, Buon Natale, mangia.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Rain. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, my name is Athena StarSeed, and we are on Heaven on Earth, broadcasting live at CRN Talk Radio every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., and I am your host with my beautiful co-host, Kim Hix, Emmy Award-winning set designer, currently on another little phase of heaven, Hawaii 5-0. Kim, this is our last segment, and I just wanted to kind of wrap up. We were on adversity and transformation, because all adversity in the right viewing perspective, from the ant to the eagle, the overview sees adversity as transformative. And then step 7 is creating a conscious world of compassion. When we see everyone as ourselves, when we see everyone as that infinity mirror, it's easier to contextualize what's happening and how can we respond with compassion in that moment. And then step 8, the ultimate gift is really love. And, John Lennon talks about it. All of the great songwriters talk about it. Kim, you talk about it. Love, the ultimate gift.
It is the gift. It is the attractor energy of the universe. It is the thing that gathered. It is gravity itself is what we're discovering. And it's at the source quantum level of the universe. So the great fractaling and all the branches of everything and the connectivity itself is love. So I'm very excited about the phenomenon. I know it seems kind of Pollyanna to me after all the hard-nosed thoughts of my youth about rugged individualism and stuff, that something as simple and gracious as love would do it. But frankly, when the feminine energy comes together and exudes its own inherent natural love, the whole universe will stand up and take notice, and we will align with that constellation. We are actually here to serve it. And all the dark nights of the soul can become the historical perspective in the long corridors toward the light that we have come through. But we are definitely moving into the light of the new consciousness and a new planetary awareness. And it is love.
I wanted to share something that Kim was telling me. He was saying that during the Vietnam times, that some of the flower girls would come over and they would see these men lining up, and they had their guns and ready to protect the lines, the front line, and really doing their mission and their purpose to protect, because they wanted to be the superheroes. And the divine feminine did what? She took her top off, and she lured those men with kisses and love and said, "You could make this choice." Can you talk about that? I think you were there, weren't you? Go ahead.
I think, yes. The front line was the great power, the power of let's see, the whole. Oh, it's so. There's an image that came out of the 60s that encapsulated what was happening on the Daily Line, and it was a photograph of this girl going up and at a demonstration in Washington and placing a flower down the gun barrel of a soldier. And the soldier was smiling back because he knew in his deeper heart he was being honored by the sacred feminine. So I see that the God is a lonely man, and the monotheism has been in its isolation, and rugged individualism has led us deeply astray. But the energy of the feminine to call it back through the great power of the collective feminine energy to seduce the masculine back into his strength and power is what is the awakening energy of our planet now. So bring that love forward, and we will all share in it. Gentlemen, are we here to do that or not? I mean, would we rather serve the empire and the mechanics and the frustrating stuff, or do we serve and honor the sacred garden and the lovers? The seduction of the feminine is underway for the masculine altogether. We're moving toward love.
And the goddess is calling you back to the bedroom. I would rather have all these men wake up and put their creative energy into love making wherever they go and whatever they do, instead of wasting it on an outdated paradigm like war. This is Athena StarSeed and Kim Hix, broadcasting heaven on earth. Take a nice deep breath and visualize what you can do to create your own heaven on earth. We'll see you next time.
Enjoying all your favorite CRN programming is easier than ever. It's right on your TV, through your local cable provider, and on the web at crntalk.com. But when you're on the move, stuck in a plane, train, or in your car, catch up on all the shows you missed, or listen live to your favorites. Download our CRN app from your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Just search for CRN Digital Talk Radio, or search for your favorite CRN shows on apps like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, AHA Radio, uTunes, and Nobex. Now you have access to all of our great shows anywhere in the world, and the ability to be part of them by calling our toll-free studio line at 800-336-2225. For more information on where and how to listen, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channel.